Hello, today I am reviewing a movie called Cinema Paradiso, and it's all about the story of this famous Italian director, and he's looking back on the story of his childhood. And basically, he grew up in this small town in Sicily, and the movie theater in this town was a very big part of the life of these people. And he befriends the projectionist in this movie theater, and eventually they become quite good friends because the projectionist nearly dies because at the time the film was very flammable and it caught on fire, and he went back to try and stop the fire, but then the the kid saves him, which is pretty remarkable in itself. He saves him, and then the kid becomes the projectionist, and the older projectionist who's now blind becomes more and more of a mentor figure, because the kid's dad died, because this was shortly after the period of World War II, and it's an Italian film, so a lot of Italian soldiers were sent to help with the invasion of Russia, and they didn't come back. So his dad is one of those people who doesn't come back, and it has a lot of great parts, like the kid who plays the character in the beginning is like really really funny and really really charismatic. And there's this joke where one kid is on at the blackboard, and he can't get this multiplication problem, and it's 5 times 5. And so the main character, as a boy, has this magazine, and there's like a Christmas advertisement, and it says 25 lira or whatever, with a Christmas tree. And so he's like, Federico, look. And the teacher asks the boy at the board again, and she's like, what's the answer? And he's like, Christmas. And then he gets his head pounded in the blackboard. So kind of funny moment. But the film seems to be all about nostalgia, and it's interesting because the the mentor says to the boy, "You need to get out of here. You need to go on, and you need to live your life if you want to be a success, because here you're not going to be able to do that." And he says something like, "Nostalgia is a trap, right? It keeps you located in this one place even though you've outgrown it." And the whole film is all about this nostalgia. And yeah, I found that very interesting, because it seems to be like Italians, and this is from the 80s, so Italy wasn't super rich then. I mean, it's not super rich now. It's a Western European country, so it's richer than other places, right? But it does seem to be all about nostalgia for this way of life in this little tiny village. And the characters certainly are quite fascinating, and it's interesting in that point, but it kind of makes the mentor a liar, because the film is enjoyable and it's nostalgia. So that's interesting thing. But I think that's kind of the film, the character. He is dealing with this influence that this mentor has had on him, and he realizes that the mentor probably was wrong, because he doesn't see his mother for 30 years or something, and he could have gone back. There's a moment where she's like, "Oh, you must be so tired after your trip," and he's like, "Oh, it's only an hour flight." And she's like, don't tell me that. You haven't been here in 30 years. Don't tell me it's only an hour flight. So there's a bit of resentment there, even though she says that she understands why he made that decision. And I think that it's all about balancing the the your background with where you grew up, and balancing like your life now, and that you don't need to like separate those two. And that was his lesson throughout the entire movie. And speaking as somebody who completely left his the world that he grew up in to travel the world, I think it does really resonate, because he says something like, I went back and nothing changed, but I didn't recognize anyone. And I had this situation where I went to university in this one town, and I was living in many different places after that. And I always had like this affection for that place. And I went back by myself to visit, and there was nothing there. It was just, I mean, places were the same, but the people were gone. So it wasn't interesting anymore. Yeah, so I don't know. I would say an interesting film to watch, but it's not like I would recommend it, yeah, for the performance of the little boy, but it's nothing really happens in the film. It's all about this nostalgia and creating the climate. Well, one thing happens, which I told you already, which is the fire, but apart from that, it's not like an action-packed film or anything. It's more like a film that you can watch on a Sunday afternoon if you don't have anything else to do. You can just soak in the vibe of Sicily after the Second World War. All right, what did you think? If you watched the film, put your thoughts in the comment section. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.